He want to fight in White House, and I also want to be there.
Yeah, is that the biggest fight for you, do you think? And again, I know I almost don't like asking these questions because I know you got a big fight in front of you, but is that the biggest fight that they could
I
make
think,
for you?
yeah, for the, like, it's gonna be like big, like, for MMA community, it's gonna be big fights. People want this fight, and if UFC want this fight, and we can do this. I know UFC want to do like some big fight in White House. Which fight is gonna be bigger than this? I saw the fight, he's good, and now I don't know who is gonna be next for Ilia. If we talk about our fights, I have good fights now, and I know he's gonna fight soon, and we'll see what's gonna be happening. He want to fight in White House, and I also want to be there.
Is that the biggest fight that they could
I
make
think,
for you?
yeah, for the, like, it's gonna be like big, like, for MMA community, it's gonna be big fights and people want this fight, and if UFC want this fight, and we can do this. I know UFC want to do like some big fight in White House.
The MMA world just got hit with one of the wildest headlines in recent memory. Islam Makhachev has officially accepted a potential fight with Ilia Topuria, and he's already sending a loud message to Dana White. I'll do it, but you better bring a big check. It's the kind of quote that instantly explodes across the fight community. Because when one of the most dominant champions of this era starts talking about fighting another champion, you know it's not just talk. This could be one of the biggest fights in UFC history. Now, and it's not just about belts anymore. It's about legacy, money, and making history in a way we've never seen before. When Islam first hinted that he wanted to fight Topuria, people thought he was joking. But then came the follow-up, the part that made everyone sit up. He didn't just say he'd take the fight. He said he wants it to happen at the White House. Yes, the actual White House. As insane as that sounds, the UFC has been teasing a once-in-a-lifetime event in Washington, D.C., a spectacle to celebrate 250 years of American history in 2026. And if there's one matchup that could headline that kind of event, it's Makhachev versus Topuria, the undefeated Georgian-Spanish phenom against the Dagestani machine. Two champions, two completely different fighting styles, one massive stage. Islam made it clear in his interview, if the UFC really wants this fight, they'll need to open their wallets wide. He's not stepping down in weight for free. If I have to cut to 155 again, it's gonna be hard, he said, and they might have to pay for this. It's a bold statement from a man who's already conquered one division and is now eyeing another. But that's exactly what makes Islam who he is. He doesn't chase hype, he builds it. And with the UFC exploring the White House idea, this might be the kind of once-in-a-generation event that defines an era. But before the dream fight can even get close to reality, Islam's got a serious mission ahead of him, UFC 322. He's moving up to 170 pounds for the first time to take on Jack Della Maddalena, the Australian knockout artist who's been steamrolling through contenders. The date's set for November 15th, and the anticipation is through the roof. This isn't just another title fight, it's Islam's attempt to prove that his dominance at lightweight wasn't a fluke, that he can step up in weight, face a natural welterweight, and still control every second of the fight. For months, Islam has been grinding behind the scenes, completely transforming his body. Gone are the days of brutal weight cuts and endless dehydration. He's not trying to shrink anymore, he's trying to grow.
Talking about you win, he wants to go up to 170. I imagine that's probably where you would want to fight, because you don't want to go back to 155.
If you come, it's gonna be better for me. If I have to cut 155, man, it's gonna be hard, and then I might have to pay for this. Finally, become a little bit big now, because I try to, like, last couple of months, it's very hard. I use like creatine, protein after every training. I try to eat more, but it's very hard when you train twice a day. When you're training hard, it's very hard to gain.
What has been Khabib's biggest message to you during this camp?
It's not secret. He told me, like, take him down, try to take him down and make him tired there. And I think I can finish him in the ground, I can choke him, do some like armbar something, because I feel, I saw his skills in the ground. He good, but I have something more.
It's very hard when you train twice a day, he admitted. You try to eat more, use protein, creatine, everything, but when you train this hard, gaining weight is not easy. Still, he's managed to do it. His goal is to walk around at nearly 192 pounds, enter fight week closer to 183, and fight at his full potential. The difference this time, no exhaustion, no massive cut, just power, speed, and confidence. Those close to him say this is the best version of Islam they've ever seen. His teammate Umar Nurmagomedov called it a natural evolution, saying Islam has built power and explosiveness like never before. He doesn't just have a plan A or B, he has plans all the way to Z. If something doesn't work, Umar said, he goes to the next one, and the next one. He's got every letter of the alphabet ready. That kind of adaptability is what makes Islam so dangerous. Whether it's a wrestler, a striker, or a scrambler, he always finds a way to break them down. And of course, Khabib Nurmagomedov is still guiding him. His advice for the upcoming fight was simple but chilling. Take him down, make him tired, finish him on the ground. It's the same formula that's worked for decades, refined and perfected in the mountains of Dagestan. Islam isn't hiding his game plan, because he knows even if you see it coming, you probably can't stop it. But the MMA community isn't completely united in their predictions. Some analysts believe Islam might finally meet his match at welterweight. Former fighter Philip Rowe doesn't think Islam has the natural size to dominate at 170. He's a champ, no question, Rowe said, but I think JDM stops him. The power at this weight is different. Others, like Robert Whittaker, see it more strategically. Jack's got the grit and the patience, he said. He can fight off takedowns, and in a striking battle, I think he's better. These are big statements, especially from someone who's felt the difference between divisions firsthand. Then there are the analysts like Dan Hardy, who take a more cautious approach. He pointed out that history is full of champions who moved up in weight only to find out how different it feels to face bigger, stronger men. It's one thing to dominate at 155, Hardy explained. It's another to go up and do it again when every opponent hits harder and cuts less. And yet, he also admitted, if anyone can make that leap, it's Makhachev. His wrestling control, timing, and intelligence make him one of the few fighters capable of neutralizing size disadvantages. Still, there's no denying that Jack Della Maddalena is the real deal. Fighters like Steve Erceg and Yoel Romero have praised his composure, calling him one of the calmest strikers in the sport. He's not just powerful, Erceg said. He's patient, and that's dangerous. When he lands, it's devastating. Romero added that while Islam's grappling is world-class, Jack's ability to pop back up after takedowns makes this matchup far more interesting than people think. Even Merab Dvalishvili, known for his insane cardio and wrestling, admitted that Jack's takedown defense could surprise everyone. He said it best. It's going to be hard for Islam, but not impossible. He can win, but he'll have to work for it. And then there's Charles Oliveira, the man who's been there before, the man who's felt Islam's suffocating pressure firsthand. His take? It's all about endurance. If Jack can survive the first 2 rounds, Oliveira said, he might drag Islam into a place he's never been before. It's a fair point. Makhachev's dominance has always come from control. But what happens if he loses it? What if someone can force him into a back-and-forth war? No one really knows, because we've never seen Islam lose that control. But even with all those opinions flying around, one thing is clear. Islam is not taking his eyes off the goal. He's been through the grind. He's faced the best, Oliveira, Volkanovski, Poirier, and beaten them all. Every time people doubt him, he comes back sharper. His upcoming fight against Jack isn't just another title defense, it's a test of evolution. Can he be the same dominant force at a higher weight, or will he finally face the one opponent who can neutralize him? What makes this entire situation so fascinating is the timing. If Islam beats Jack and becomes the new welterweight champion, and if Ilia Topuria continues his streak as the featherweight king, the stars might finally align for that White House fight. Imagine it, the octagon set up on the South Lawn, 2 world champions walking out under the American flag, representing completely different worlds of fighting. It sounds unreal, but Dana White has already hinted that progress is being made. If it happens, It wouldn't just be the biggest event in UFC history, it would be a global moment, and Islam knows it. That's why he's been careful with his words. Confident but calculated. He's not chasing hype, he's setting the stage for it. When he said he'll regret it, referring to anyone who doubts him or tries to step in his way, he meant it. Because this version of Islam Makhachev isn't the same as before. He's bigger, smarter, and more dangerous than ever. He's fighting for more than a belt now. He's fighting for legacy. As UFC 322 approaches, fans are split, analysts are debating, and fighters are picking sides. Some think the move up will finally expose Islam's limits. Others believe it'll unlock his true potential. But one thing's for sure, every eye in the fight world will be on that octagon on November 15th. Because if Makhachev walks out victorious, the White House won't just be a rumor anymore. It'll be the next stop in one of the most incredible careers the sport has ever seen. And if that fight with Ilia Topuria happens, if two champions from completely different worlds meet under one roof, it won't just be about money or titles. It'll be about proving who really stands at the top of the MMA mountain. One thing's certain, Islam Makhachev is ready to climb it again, and he's making sure the world knows he won't do it for cheap.